Hey everybody, back in the green room here at ACL Live at South by Southwest Startup America Partnerships, and we are here with Steve Blank, the author of the Startup Owner's Manual.
That's
nice
right.
To see you.
Nice to see you too. Great to be here.
Great to have you. So give us your top 5 tips for entrepreneurs. What do you advise new entrepreneurs that are going out there looking to launch their business? What are the top 5 tips you would give them?
Well, number one is startup is not a smaller version of a large company. So all the rules and heuristics you might know about what worked in a large company are typically toxic to an entrepreneur. And I'll give you a couple examples. Number one is business plans. People in large companies write plans all the time. What we now know for entrepreneurs is no business plan survives first contact with customers.
Isn't that true? Yeah.
And in fact, business plans, I teach in Stanford and Berkeley, I suggest that anybody who wants to teach a business plan should be doing it in the English department because it's the best use of creative writing you're ever going to do.
Steve, I was just at Berkeley speaking last week. I wish that, yeah. Well, here we are, a week later. Okay, so number 2.
Number 2 is there are no facts inside your building, so get the heck out.
That's a good one. Okay, take that to heart. Number 3.
Number 3 is startups and entrepreneurs go from failure to failure, not success to success.
So what's your biggest failure?
Biggest failure was a video game company called Rocket Science. It was such a big failure. It left a crater so deep they'll be digging it up 65 million years from now as well, because it has its own iridium layer. That's how big it was.
Can we just talk about that? All right, but number 4.
Number 4 is what you really want to do is get out of the building and talk to lots of people, but you actually want to test a series of hypotheses. That is, if you really think about your startup, it's not just about your product. In fact, customers don't exist for them to write checks. You're actually serving either needs or some return on investment calculation they're doing. So you need to understand who the customers are, what the channel is, how you're going to keep and grow, what's your revenue model, partners and activities and resources. So most entrepreneurs think it's about, well, I wrote the code and here it is, and okay, stand back.
Everybody buy it.
And in fact, most entrepreneurs think the biggest problem they're going to have is where do I put the money?
Right.
All right.
Okay, so what's number 5?
Number 5 is that there really is a pattern. You know, every entrepreneur used to think that this was an individual journey, that there really were no rules, or the only rules were, gee, what MBAs did in large companies I did here. Turns out in the last couple of years, we've kind of cracked the code of entrepreneurship. Customer development, agile engineering, this whole lean startup movement. There's now a set of rules and heuristics that can guide entrepreneurs. Now, it doesn't guarantee success, but it just says if you follow enough of these, we'll guarantee that you won't be selling off your furniture in the first year, maybe year 2 or 3, and we're certainly not going to guarantee a Facebook, but it eliminates all the early mistakes, and that's covered in the Startup Owner's Manual.
Well, that's just great. I can certainly attest to that. Well, I have one last question for you then. So if you have one piece of advice for entrepreneurs when you say, okay, here's the one thing you absolutely must do, I've seen this in my successful ventures, what is that?
Don't confuse your vision with facts.
There you have it, everybody. Steve Blank, right from the horse's mouth. I'll say that. I can say that, right? That's all right. We're at South by. You know, we roll like that. Thanks very much. Great to see you.
Good to see you, too.